Clever thing with prostitution or hooker in it. Somehow it's not coming, but they are. Well, they're not. They're faking it.
They're faking it?
I was trying to combine like prostitution and like Senate.
Oh. No, the House of Prostitution. It's
Greetings,
prostitutioners.
folks. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Blipcast episode 23 from the new Catbox studio.
We've changed again.
Yes. I'm probably not going to move again for a while, so hopefully this will be the home for a bit. Anyway, my name is Daniel.
And oh god, okay. Shut up. And I'm Katie, Lady Laumes, Kaos with a K, Mezmiro, the 22nd PhD, aka the new little K. I keep fucking saying noodle K.
The noodle K.
The noodle
What's
K.
wrong with being the noodle K? Noodle K?
Nothing.
How long has it been since you actually said that whole thing? Since the last time we recorded?
Yeah.
Or are you just like... Are you like...
Yeah, every night I practice, Daniel.
You probably should. Clearly you need the practice.
Shut up! No, I said that pretty nicely.
Noodle K.
Noodle K.
And you start off going, instead of saying, hi, I'm Katie. Unless your new name is how.
Laughing and then I realized that I had to say my name.
Kind of like Destiny's Child, just saying your name, saying your name.
Mm-hmm.
No one's around you. So on and so forth. So yeah, moving was fun. I always feel like I don't have a lot of shit, but then I have to box it all up and move it. And then I forget this wall of CDs here.
Yeah.
It doesn't take up too much space in this form. But when it's boxed, it's like 4 boxes plus all the shelves, plus the shelving unit itself and all my bullshit on top.
Yeah. Although, I mean, the entirety of your collection of stuff fits in this room, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not that much. It's just...
Well, actually, I'm still slowly moving some stuff in. Like, I brought in the tripod and the sign today.
Mm-hmm.
And behind my bed, there's a guitar case. And eventually, when I sell my big, stupid guitar amp, I'm going to put one there. And we'll probably have the camera on top of it. I shouldn't be saying any of this right now. But yeah, moving was fun. What have you been up to? It's been like a month or so.
Has it?
I don't know.
Like 2 weeks.
Has it only been 2 weeks?
I think so.
Well, have you been in half a month?
I've been okay. I've been working on my costume. I'm almost done. But there's like 3 days until the convention.
Shit.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It feels like I'm not almost done, and it's scary.
You're blonde and white. You're halfway to Thor. Actually, you're 3/4 of the way to Thor.
Because I have Swedish. Oh, no, because he's a god. Therefore, he's not Swedish. Right? I mean, if we're going with the theory that he would
isn't
come from
he a
different...
Norse god? So he's
Yeah.
from Norway.
Well, I
He's
mean,
Norwegian.
that's with the idea that gods are actually people, and it's just... But if they, like, came from another planet, like fucking in Marvel, then...
So, wait, is he a god or is he an alien then?
Well,
Is
alien.
he a god from another world? So in this other world, they have their own faith that he of which is a god in, or is he just
Maybe.
is he just the Norse god Thor?
I don't know.
Why don't you know the background of you?
Because...
Oh, okay, good call. Good talk.
Well, but I mean, like, that's a theory that people have, that they were aliens that came and people thought they were gods, and ta-da.
And that they weren't just magicians like Jesus.
Right.
Cool.
Maybe Jesus was an alien.
I've actually heard that as a theory. And
Is that part of Scientology?
Probably. But remember, they're nice
We've
people.
gone back to Scientology. It's been so many
Yeah,
episodes.
I was to say, but remember, they're nice people with completely valid ideas who like to sue people sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Katie, for the first time in between episodes in quite a while, we actually hung out outside of a recording setting. We went and saw MC Frontalot.
It was fun.
That was fun. The first band was terrible, but the Frontalot was awesome.
Yeah, he really was.
See, that was my first live rap experience, and I was pro it.
Yeah.
Because he usually plays with a 3-piece band, but he instead was there with DJ CPU.
Yes.
DJ CPU, his computer.
Sorry. Yes.
And then had his music videos playing behind him, and while he was doing like the robot to him, it was fucking cool. And me and my friend Brian got to meet him and rubbed his face and stuff like that, and that was really cool. We got to meet him twice actually,
The first time was awkward.
Oh my
though.
god. So at this thing, this was a free show for, I don't remember the name of the convention, but it was some online or like phone gaming related convention or some shit.
Casual gaming convention?
Casual gaming, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, like I do on this thing, because I don't do that much. Although we'll get to that.
Okay.
Remind me to come back, because it's actually not on my phone.
Okay.
So it's all these nerds who develop games for casual gamers, and they got this free show, but apparently they didn't really tell anyone because not that many people were there.
Yes.
But there were people trying to sell you tech while you were there, like this guy who came up to this table while the first band was playing and tried to sell us these weird mood glasses.
Okay. Originally, he asked us all if we were developers, and I don't think any of you heard it.
Yeah, I don't recall that at all.
Because you were all just kind of like, yeah. And I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to know what he had to offer.
So if we would have paid attention, we wouldn't have been bothered.
Probably.
But
I felt like being a dick.
He thought we had money or something.
Yeah.
Idiot.
And then toward the end, after he was done with his spiel, he was like, he said something, and then we told him we were from SAC, and he's like, oh, well, then that's why. And then he left. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but so these glasses he had, they look like, I don't know, they kind of look like safety goggles, but they weren't, you couldn't see through them. On the inside, they had lights, and they had headphones. If you poked these buttons, it made you feel certain emotions, like Brian's girlfriend got to feel relaxed. Although she said it wasn't working at all because we were in a loud space, and it was just weird. And while she had them on, he left.
Yeah.
Of course. And she's just wearing them, like looking around, and he came back and like, oh, was it cool? It's like, no, not really. And he asked me if I wanted to feel drunk. And I was like, no. Or if I wanted
awake.
No, awake, that was it. Yeah, because I was just bored of him and not really giving him any attention. He's like, you need to wake up. I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, you want to feel awake? No, I don't.
Just like 3 more times.
And then he eventually did go away, which was nice. And we saw him throughout the night just kind of poking around. Oops, I left my... No, that wasn't mine. That's weird. Doesn't matter. At a point. Not really. So we saw him throughout the night, and we actually got to meet MC Front a lot during this awkward exchange because we apparently talked to his manager outside, and his name is Darren?
I don't even remember.
But his manager referred to him by his first name and just kind of seemed kind of lame about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go inform Darren of your fandom. And brought him over to meet us, and the guy had our attention mostly, and it was a bummer because in front of line was just like, oh, okay, and like sulked away, like, oh, I came over to meet my fans, and they don't want to meet me. So then Brian and I tracked him down and met him, and like, dude, sorry, that guy was trying to sell us something. He's like, he's trying to sell you something? It's like, yeah, he's trying to sell his glasses. What do they do? Made you feel emotions in certain ways? I don't really know. I wouldn't let him do it to me. So he's like, oh, that's cool. So we talked to him for a bit, and he talked about he was coming from Australia and all this stuff, and it wound up being really cool. And then, hell of a show. He played all my favorite songs. Were you that familiar with this stuff, Pri?
I had never heard him before, except for in the car prior.
Yeah, he played Stoop Sale, which is my favorite song, Into First World Problems, as well as some songs I didn't know, like Tongue Clucking Grammarian, which is the first song, the Tut Tut song.
Right.
That was awesome. And I've since listened to that song about 20 times. But then the next week, for my birthday, Mixtape, host of Bring Out Popcorn, got me a ticket for MC Chris. And that was fucking super cool, too. The first 3 acts, they were guys rapping to a laptop, which is kind of what everyone was doing anyway. The first guy was pretty cool, but I don't know. I don't really remember any of his songs, but I remember saying I liked him the most for some reason. Looking back, I don't think so. Then the next guy was this really large guy that had songs about nerd shit, as they all did. The third guy was like, he didn't belong there at all at first. He had like a song about getting down in the club and all this stuff, and like it was a really, really heavy beats, and it was just like super high energy. He was like running around doing this whole thing, and everyone's going like, some people were just kind of staring at him because they were just going nuts. But he slowly began to play songs like Power, Wisdom, Courage, which is a Zelda reference. So he had, and I found out he has a whole EP about Zelda, which is fucking cool.
That's awesome.
So I downloaded it. It's pretty solid. And then MC Chris came on, and he wound up performing like an hour and a half, and he did a lot of my favorite songs. Actually, the songs he did that I liked were some of my favorites. The songs he did I didn't like were some of my least favorites. Like the first song he played was Hijack. I don't like Hijack, but he also played Fats Fed, of course. He played IG-88, that one Hoodie Ninja. A lot of really, really fun songs. And in between, he had like hilarious banter because he used to write on C-Lab, so he's got a comic brain and basically was doing stand-up in between. And then had this really, really long thing about how his life has been terrible for a few years.
Aww.
And how his dad died. He didn't get this cartoon he wanted to make, and him and his girlfriend broke up. But then they got back together, and she's his merch girl now.
Okay.
He was almost broke, and it was this whole long thing. And I was just staring at him, just like, okay. I mean, I had a good time until then. But then afterward, all of his shows, he waits at the merch booth and meets anyone that wants to come up and either buy something or take a picture or anything. So I got a picture with him, got some stuff signed. That was cool.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Katie, what have you been up to? Besides being Thor lady.
What?
Besides becoming Thor lady.
Oh.
I know about your Tumblr.
Oh.
It comes up in your Twitter.
Yeah. So there's that.
Dem tweets.
And then let's see, working. Although they put me down to 2 days now, so that's pretty good.
Is that for school?
Yeah.
Oh, have you started yet?
No.
Tomorrow?
Next week.
Oh, next week. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I see people in school. I'm like, yeah.
Are you excited?
Week.
Are you like excited for it?
Yeah. It'll be like the first year that I'm doing fully philosophy.
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 You're welcome. You can use that.
One of my classes, though, was originally being taught by a different teacher, and then they switched it halfway through the semester. So then they switched books, and I had already ordered the like $50 clicker or whatever it is.
Fuck those things.
I know. So I didn't even pick it up from the bookstore yet.
Yeah.
But
Place where they sell books, yes.
I went online and I was like, oh shit, they changed the books. What do I do? Does that mean I can like cancel the order and they give me back my money?
I'd hope. Did you look into it?
Because if not, I can sell it for more on Amazon.
Well, I see the obvious answer that you get it and sell it for more on Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Then you have to
whenever
get
it's
it.
over there. Yeah, and I still need to buy my parking ticket, which is kind of a problem because I don't really have money right now.
Oh man, those are crazy. They're like $160, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a day one, or how often are you there? Are you there 4 days a week or whatever? 5?
Yeah. 4
Fuck.
days a week.
So, that'll be $24 a week.
So it's worth it.
No.
It is.
No.
$24 a week. If it's
versus 160 for the entire semester? No, it's not. You basically knock out that price in like 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
No. Okay, $24.
Right.
There's 16 weeks in the semester.
Uh-huh. Do 24 times 16. Yeah, you're about to be proven wrong, and I'm just going to sit here cuz $160 is for the entire semester. How much did you get? 24 times 16. You got some crazy number, didn't you? I saw that. Yeah. That's not 40.
I know. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Times.
Oops. I can't use calculators.
Do you need me to do it? 16. Yeah, there you go.
384. Therefore, the semester pass is like half the price.
We're saying the same thing, just...
No, we're not.
No, what I'm telling you is, for now, do the day pass until you can't afford it.
No.
Wait, when's your payday? When's your payday?
It's, this Thursday.
And you start next week?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you're fine.
I know. I just don't have any money.
Oh, you were just like, I don't have any money, and now you're like, I'm gonna have money in 2 days. Why are you yelling at me?
I don't know.
This is gonna be weird because like I'm still friends on Facebook with a lot of people that still go to Sac State, and I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it.
Because they're all gonna be posting about.
Exactly, and I can't do a thing I learned from Sac State anymore.
You could still just go and then
just walk around and be that guy.
Yeah, I mean. Just be that guy.
Well, I was looking into joining a station here in town just to keep my radio show going, but I don't know what's happening with that. One of my friends talked up their manager, like saying I was, someone they should have on, and he seemed really receptive to it. I guess. I haven't heard shit back. I mean, I still know everyone there. I could just be like, hey, can I come in like Monday nights? And
Yeah.
just do that. So I'm starting to weigh that option again because I'm not hearing anything back from the alternative. Not that, KSSU would be a second choice per se, but I like the idea of just going down the street and not paying, what would it be, $3 for every time I do it? Because it's a 2-hour pass.
Wow.
So I have to get in and out, basically like right on my show.
Right.
So, or $6 for the day. But how the fuck am I going to do that for a day? Basically, it'd be like 3 times as much or twice as much for an extra like half hours to talk to someone.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. Oh, Katie, I went to another show. I don't know why this was an afterthought because I saw that shirt right there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Black Sabbath last night.
And how was that?
It was amazing. I almost cried twice.
Oh.
Because they're my favorite band ever.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, I want to bitch for a while.
Okay.
The opening act was Andrew WK. Did I ever tell you about this?
No.
It was Andrew WK doing a metal DJ set. So my dad and I went because we saw him a few years ago. My dad's a big Sabbath fan. And we're sitting in our chairs. I knew it was going to be a DJ set. I told him, like, it's probably going to suck. I'm curious about what the hell's going to go on, though. So we look at the stage. On the middle of the stage in front of the drummers, or the drum riser for Sabbath, is this little, like, 4x4 raised stage. And on the front of it is a plastic mold of his bloody face from that first album.
Okay.
And I get what I think it's called or something. But I'm just like, oh, well, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're looking away. The show's supposed to start at 7:30. Everyone's just kind of talking. And so we hear, who's ready to see Sabbath? And we look up, and he just got up there. There was no, like, mention, like, the show is going to start or, like, any sort of change in tone. Because the thing was, up until that point, they were playing AC/DC kind of quietly, just in the background, as they do at shows. They just, fill their music. They have to, because God forbid we talk to each other. So that's happening. And then he gets on stage and is like, you guys ready for fucking Black Sabbath? And we're like, duh. What are you going to do? So he starts playing a Judas Priest song, just like on this thing in front of him. And he's like kind of rocking out, doing air drums the whole time. And we're just like, all right, this is exactly what was just happening as far as having filler music, except now it's louder and there's a guy like rocking out to it alone. And then throughout the entire set, so like he plays some Judas Priest, he plays some like Pantera and all this other stuff. He has a second board over here that's just like machine gun noises and explosion sounds. So like in time with the song, so like it'll go to a drum fill like and like I'm watching it. My dad leans over. You could do this. I was like, I've done this. I did this for 4 years, minus the annoying noises on the side. Just go up there and just nerd out about music I like. I did that at KSSU.
You should contact him right now.
I just talked to him, so yeah, I've got a Skype. I can probably get something going. Hey, never mind. So that was just not so unnecessary. I would have preferred any band, even one I hate, just to be up there and just play music. I appreciate live music. I don't want to see a guy who's famous for being in another band play other people's music.
Yeah.
Oh, best part, t-shirt cannon.
I saw that tweet. I was like, okay.
He was just a hype man. He was like a mascot running around a baseball game, literally throwing out beach balls. He threw out 2 beach balls during the AC/DC song Big Balls, mind you.
Uh-huh.
He's like,
were they decorated?
They were big black balls, and they said Black Sabbath on them.
That's kind of cool, though.
I wanted one. Like, I got to touch one, but it was gone. I tried to, like, grab it, and I knocked it out of my hand and said, he's like, let's get the balls to the lawn, because it was, like, the stage, and then in the very back was the lawn of a Shoreline Amphitheater. And then they came back down, and it was really dumb. And then he just kind of like, I'm going to do one more song for you, and let's play some Motorhead. And I was like, I like Motorhead. He played Ace of Spades, most famous song, but of course, just machine gun sounds the whole time, which is what I always thought that song needed. Fuck, it was so unnecessary.
That's interesting.
I would have preferred him play Andrew WK songs, like, with his band.
Yeah.
They're okay at best. They're not good, but they're a band. But then Sabbath came on, and the one nice thing, it was a really quick teardown between his thing and Sabbath. There wasn't like an hour, which I've seen in a show between bands. So it was like, move his stupid thing out of the way, take it apart, put it in a box. Fuck him, he's gone. And then like the lights went out and they started doing the air raid siren, which they do before War Pigs when they play it live. And then Ozzy comes on and like starts like telling us to go fucking crazy and his whole Ozzy shtick. And they play War Pigs and they get to the guitar solo in War Pigs. And I'm standing there, I'm just like, this is awesome. And just, what? Don't cry, god damn you. And my eyes like start to water a little bit because I can say how much Sabbath means to me musically a lot, but to actually like just have it sneak up on me is like, stop it, you're goddamn. And then like so they play a really really good set, and then they play this one really old song called Behind the Wall of Sleep, which is from their first album, and that song leads into the reason I started playing music, which is this bass solo.
Aww.
And they did it live, which I've never seen, and he's playing the bass solo and it's just like,
oh my god,
you fucker, why are you doing this to me? Because I saw him in 2005.
Yeah.
They opened with the song that leads into, which is my favorite song of all time, NIB. But they skipped the bass thing. And he's doing the bass thing, and it's just like, you fuckers. Pulling on my heartstrings. You're doing all the right notes. So I almost cry again. And like to the point where I like step back, and I'm just like kind of eyeing my chair. Like if I sit down and just like go like this, maybe they'll think I'm scratching my head. But I didn't. And then they went through the set and played a couple new songs, which worked really well in the set. And Ozzy sounded pretty good, except for one song where he couldn't get quite high enough.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's fine. But the rest of the set, he sounded surprisingly good because I'd seen videos where he sounded like just shit. It bummed me out. But
he was just sober.
It's hard to say. Apparently, him and Sharon are going through a hard time because he fell off the wagon and started doing like probably pills and drinking a lot of wine again.
Awesome.
So, but he's 64. Shouldn't you be over that?
You'd think.
I don't think he's doing blow or smoking weed or
Yeah.
anything like that anymore. But you know, he's got money, so he's doing rich people drugs like pills
Yeah.
and wine. But apparently he's sober again, and I don't know if they're a thing or not. I don't really give a shit. But that came up on all the metal blogs. Good, I am recording. I thought I wasn't for a second. I almost got really bummed. But yeah, that was really really cool, and yeah.
Well, yay.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing, the shirt here has a Triforce on it.
It does. I saw that. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Which they did in 1978.
Is he wearing a Bane mask?
I'm looking at you, Zelda. Did Zelda rob Sabbath? Jury's out.
Yes.
No, it's just some sort of like old school like air or like jet fighter mask. I don't really know why it's on their last album, Never Say Die, but it is.
Okay.
And they put that on there. And the funny thing, they play a single song from that album. It's
interesting.
Yeah, it's just, and it's usually seen as their worst album, but it's the cover of their shit. So.
Oh. Speaking of shirts, we have to wear collared shirts now.
Oh, why?
Because fucking work is a dick.
If you so is it like to avoid seeing someone's neck and getting a boner or being offended by some weird neck tattoo that I know you all have, where it says like cunt sideways on your throat, which you hide well with your hair, by the way.
Yeah, pretty well. Sometimes with makeup.
Sometimes.
I guess, but it's also because people come in like really shitty shirts, and sometimes they have like logos on them, and you can't really tell them apart from actual customers. And
is this store wide? Because you work in the back, so.
Yeah, but it'll just make me feel more like an office person.
Do you have a stapler that's specifically yours that if it goes missing, you're going to burn down the place?
No, but I should get one.
You should, because then you get to burn down the place when it goes missing.
Which might subsequently burn down the rest of the establishment, because it's like connected to a mall.
Do you really need a Burlington coat factory there?
No.
No, you don't. You're right. Do you need that pretzel place? No.
That place is closed down.
It moved.
It moved?
Yeah, I found it.
Where'd it move?
It's just like around the corner.
Oh.
I go through there like every 6 months because I like, taking a walk in an elephant graveyard and just seeing a depressing landscape. And I went through there a few months ago, so I'm actually due pretty soon. And saw that the pretzel place was gone, and I texted my mom. I'm like, "Oh shit! The only good thing about this mall is the pretzel place and it's gone." She's like, "Oh, that's a bummer." And I went around the corner and I found it just moved to where the like Orange Julius was, and I went, "Oh, that's."
But the Orange Julius is empty now. It's not a pretzel place or an Orange Julius.
So that's new. Oh no, R.I.P. So now we can burn down the place; it won't matter.
Yep.
It's full of stores that yell at you if you go into and stuff like that.
Yeah. I hate that place. There's like, I don't think there's a single place except for the Burlington and JCPenney that are actually like mainstream stores anymore because they couldn't afford it.
There is the GNC and a Radio
yeah.
Shack in there.
That's true. And I don't know why those things are surviving.
No idea.
I think all of them, I think every store in that town is really just a front for like money laundering.
Oh, totally.
Because
Do you know Jim's store on Main Street? This is getting really local referencey for our show that goes around the world. But that's making us sound way bigger than we are. We have occasional international listeners. And
Canada!
So, hey! Oh,
Right?
Canada. I meant to look into that. I don't remember. Germany, yes, but not Nate.
No, not... Really? We have a Germany? An
Yeah.
actual Germany listener?
Yes, we had a Germany listener.
Germany.
Yes. Yes, we had a German listener like in the very beginning. I don't know if they still listen, but yeah, that's what led to Nate attempting to troll us on our YouTube page.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Jim's store on Main Street is this store that just sells the worst quality, like shitty knockoff toys and clothing and stuff like that. They have this back room that people go in and out of a lot. I don't know what's back there. I don't think they sell any of their shit. They've been open the entire time I've known about Woodland.
Yeah.
So about 13 years of this place not selling anything, staying open. Drugs? Maybe. Maybe. Allegedly. Not even allegedly. Fucking lawyer bullshit. Maybe. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that.
You said you had something else to say.
Yes. You see that black mark on my finger right there?
Yes.
It's a funny story about that. I'm not going to show the camera. I don't care. I was at work, and we have this one dumpster that has trash in it. We have one next to it that has cardboard in it. The cardboard one has wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath it was a pallet jack, which you use to move pallets and shit like that. So I was trying to get that up, but the rolling one was in the way. So I go to push it, and when I do, I get my finger caught in between the two dumpsters. Yes. It is literally the worst pain I have ever felt. And I'm like jumping up and down. I'm in so much pain. I just can't even say words. I was initially talking to my coworker about movies or something, and I just like start freaking out in pain, and suddenly I get lightheaded. And I lean on this pallet that I was near of like soil or something, and I pass out.
Oh my god.
So I've I've had some pass out things in the past, but they weren't related to like this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting because then I woke up and he was on his radio about to call an emergency thing. He's like, I got a coat. I was like, no, you don't. It's fine. It's fine. And I get up and we walk into this one room, and I sit in this chair, and he's like, do you want anything? Do you want water? I'm like, yeah, I'll take my water. That'd be cool. So he goes and gets my water, and after he gets my water, he has a call on his radio to go help a customer. So he goes to help them out. And I'm sitting there, I drink like half my water, and I'm just like, well, this is weird. And I'm feeling kind of lightheaded, and I just lean my head back. And when I do, I think I did pass out again. So I pass out again, and in the process, I kick over my water. And this is all just guesswork because there's no one around during this happening.
Right.
But I went and I tried to recreate it just by using like miming it and stuff like that. And next to me over here was a refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
So I kick over my water, lean this way, and fall into that refrigerator.
Oh my fucking god.
And I had this... leave me alone. They're calling me.
They know.
They know I'm telling the story. Weird. My work is calling me. I'm ignoring it. I have voicemail. So... it's making a buzzing noise. So I fall into the refrigerator, and I had this like scratch mark on my head, and because I have this scratch mark and I have a bump on my head, and I went back to figure out all this stuff about how I fell into the refrigerator because I was like, how the fuck did I get this bump on my head? And so I go and I sit there, and I'm with Jeffrey, my coworker I was with, and we're looking at the refrigerator, and there's a dent in it. I put a dent in the refrigerator from falling into it. It's like a small one, like a little space, but there's clearly an indentation from my head. And then, so that night, I go online. I'm feeling a little weird. I can't really get my composure back. And I just, WebMD is only going to tell you have cancer.
Right.
So I just put in symptoms of a concussion. Check. 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 I'm not nauseous. Check. 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 Well, fuck. So it's pretty certain I had a concussion. I don't remember the next day very well because it happened on a Thursday.
Right.
Friday's a complete blur.
Oh.
I finally started like feeling normal Saturday late in the day, but I was just kind of a little dizzy just all the time. So yeah, I had my first concussion, I think.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah, it was not a good time. and like my fingernail only had this tiny dot, and only in the past week or so is it kind of like moving across like as it grows out, but there wasn't like a big crack like everyone thought I was gonna have. Like my dad's like, you're gonna lose your fingernail and it's gonna be like you're having that pain all the time. I was like, I don't want that at all. I won't be able to stand up.
Thanks, Dad.
And it didn't crack or anything. I just got that little bump.
Worst day.
I should have thrown my phone because I thought I had other notes.
We can pause.
Nope.
At a point.
What was the thing I said to come back to?
I don't even remember. We were talking about. Was it a movie?
I saw some movies. Sign. I saw Wolverine.
I saw Wolverine too.
What do you think of that?
Thought it was really shitty.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it?
It's worse when you can understand them a little bit.
What do you mean?
Because, like, their banter was literally, like...
Oh, that's right. You know what they were saying.
Kind of.
You're a spy.
Like, I only took 2 semesters, and I could kind of understand almost everything they said.
So it was really elementary shit.
It was like somebody took 2 semesters and decided to write a script.
So, but was it accurate to what, like, subtitle said, or?
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
It wasn't like they were saying something completely different. It's just that the translation was not... You lose a lot by translating into English. And then, like, there was a line in there when Mariko... No.
Was that the girl with the hair?
That was...
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, the red hair.
Yes.
Not her. No. Mariko was the pretty girl that he like ended up fucking. Spoilers.
No, we're gonna get some spoilers because I'll explain why. But
okay. And then Yokoi, I think that was her name, the chick with the red hair. When she was asking Mariko if she was okay, she didn't use the des, which means like a literal "Are you okay? Is there something I can do to help?" Instead, she just asked like flat out, "Are you okay?" Which means like, "Oh, get the fuck over it."
Huh.
So I was like, that's not right, because they're supposed to be like best friends and stuff. And I'm like,
something.
What the fuck?
See, I never got the like the family shit there. Are they sisters? What
No,
was her relation to? What was redhead girl's relation to old guy?
To old guy?
Yeah.
He just liked mutants.
Oh,
and so he like picked her up because she was a mutant.
That's right. Okay.
Because he's a creeper.
All right. So, the sister podcast to the whole Catbox thing is Bring Your Own Popcorn, and Aubrey is actually doing an episode on Wolverine. We're recording it tonight. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, do you have any questions or anything?" I don't know if these will come up, so there may be a little crossover, but I just spouted all this at her.
Okay.
And some of these are questions, some of these are just thoughts. We can discuss any of them after the fact. First one, Samurai Mech. Next one, why does his hair also regenerate after the nuke? Shouldn't it grow back whenever it's cut? Because remember when he goes in the tube, he gets hit with a nuclear bomb.
Oh, yeah.
And his skin goes away, and then it all comes back along with his hair.
That's true.
And then, like 10 minutes later in the movie, he looks like Jesus. He looks like a homeless Jesus.
Yeah.
And then they tell him to clean up and he gets his hair cut. Shouldn't his hair just grow back? Because it grows back when his skin goes away? Because shouldn't his skin come back bald?
That's a good question.
It's not a good question. It's a really nitpicky question, and I've got more.
No, it's because there's no biological reason either way.
Right. It's just
so.
It's just fanboy rage, just being like, why doesn't his hair just always grow back?
Yeah.
All right. So next one, the 2 hands thing. Wasn't the mech swinging it with one?
Yes, I noticed that, and I was like, I was raging so hard, and Kit got mad at me.
Who doesn't double cross who? Because I had a really hard time with the archer guy. Sorry, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
With Asian Hawkeye, just like, I shoot you. No, I shoot you. No, I shoot you.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a constant. Wolverine is too tall. In the comic book, he's shorter than me. He's a tiny Canadian, just like stocky guy. Yeah. Hugh Jackman's a giant. Should have said spoilers a while ago. Doesn't matter. Spoiler. The post-credit scene. Wasn't this already the plot for The Last Stand? where
I didn't see that one.
the
I'm sure it was.
the third one is when the good guys and bad guys have to come together.
Oh.
So that's basically what this one is trying to lead up to with the Days of Future Past or whatever it's called. This is a thought I had. I may have been buzzed while sending this out. Jean Grey showed more and more boob as the nightmares kept happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I noticed in like first time she's got like a shirt here, then it moves down, then it's like starting to show boob, and it like I usually am not one to notice that thing, but it just kept going down and she kept coming back.
And then she kept moving, so her boobs were like squished together.
Yeah, it was like, why is she getting sexier as it gets more depressed? The only Japanese stereotype he didn't fight was Godzilla.
Yeah.
What happened to the second power crippling robot? The ones in the little vials? Because remember he found one attached to his heart?
There was only one in him.
Right, but there was a second one that had one in a vial. There was a second vial that had one. It was also gone when he went looking for it. When he went into that room and saw the vials and like he saw that it was gone and he's like, oh, I'm being attacked by a robot in my chest. The other one was also gone. It's just a nonsense question, doesn't need to be asked. Anyway, poor bear.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What reversed the effects of the mechs sucking out Wolverine's immortality juice after he was disconnected?
Yeah, I don't even know. That was dumb.
Shouldn't Wolverine's healing powers have pushed out the arrows just like it did the bullets? Because he got shot in the back by like 400 arrows, but when he
Yeah.
gets shot with a bullet, it just like heals out of his skin.
Well, they had the poison in them,
Is that what did it?
I guess, but I don't know why poison would even affect him.
Right. Did the red-haired girl have powers at all? She didn't know the old guy wasn't dead. She got Logan's death completely wrong, and she never saw Logan killing the bad guys in the end and winning.
No, she was right about the heart thing, because that was currently the only thing keeping him alive, but it was also killing him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was his heart. This is all metaphorical. I think she's just
Of course.
dumb as fuck. But, okay, but she didn't have a second premonition of his death. It was only that one, right?
Yeah, she only had the one of Wolverine.
Yeah. And then the grandfather...
But why were her death
know.
premonitions picky?
I don't know.
Why didn't she have one of grandfather that was right, where, oh man, he becomes a robot and gets real young and then dies? Why
No.
didn't she dream that up? Her own powers are terrible. She can't.
Yeah.
She was just wrong.
Yeah.
She has bad daydreams.
And she's a really terrible actress.
Yeah, she was kind of bad, wasn't she?
She was, like, I was watching the interaction between her and Hugh Jackman, and I'm like, you're seeing this, right? It's like a porn actress and Hugh Jackman.
You know, it was, but I chalked it up to maybe like a language barrier.
Not even, because
No?
everyone else in the film they were pretty decent.
But maybe just with her, like she was not a good choice for that.
Oh
part,
no,
but
she was terrible. And like, okay, no offense, whoever the hell you are,
I know you're watching. I know you're a big fan. I guess you're.
but she's
into it,
not physically attractive.
I thought she was kind of cute in a weird way.
Really?
Yeah, I felt weird about it.
I can't. Her facial structure confuses the fuck out of me. It looks like it looks like an upside down egg. I don't.
I'll have to look her up later, and not for anything nefarious, but
Sure.
yeah. Now this one could just be me misunderstanding, but the Hawkeye guy and the granddaughter who inherited the company, right?
Mhm.
They met while he was like training to be
A ninja.
yes. She was also part of that.
Mhm.
Why was she so terrible at fighting?
She wasn't terrible at fighting.
Yeah, she was.
She had soft style.
Got her nowhere.
Open palm.
Got her nowhere though. She kept getting like manhandled and just thrown around.
She's a
Well,
princess.
Fucking A, she's still trained technically, professionally.
No, she was probably stopped when she got to be like 12 or something. It's enough to stop maybe one person, but against a gigantic horde of Yakuza, it's not not gonna cut it.
All right, my last one I had in there. Why was borderline invincible Poison Ivy lady's weakness being hit on the head?
I don't know, but that was a pretty awesome death.
It was kind of cool, but at the same time, it was like, oh, she's gonna come back, and then she just didn't.
Well, I mean, because she's not. I don't know why she didn't die the first time.
Yeah, there's a couple times she probably should have died, but she just didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, okay, her shedding her skin, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
I was
Why
like,
did that happen?
"Oh, is that necessary? Like,
Like, I remember it happening. I have no idea why.
it was because she got shot with with a poison arrow.
Oh, that's right.
Hawkeye had his first like.
Well, we're just calling him Hawkeye.
Fuck it, it's fine. It's,
Yeah.
It's Marvel.
It is
fine.
Marvel.
No, because she had been poisoned, and then like I guess she molted it off, but that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, if the arrow goes through her skin into her blood stuff, it should just be in her blood stuff.
And then her random thing about being a lesbian, I was like, why are you even saying that?
I didn't catch that at all.
When she had Hugh Jackman in the little like cage thingy to get his claws out to cut them off, she said something about being immune to men's charms.
Oh,
and I was like,
right.
why is this relevant?
Maybe she's not even a lesbian. Maybe she just likes plants. She's just poison.
Maybe.
She's just poison ivy.
She's just poison ivy.
Yeah. And her whole deal. Well, poison ivy was pretty rambunctious sexually.
Yeah.
But I think plants got her going.
Probably.
Yeah.
They certainly did in the Tim Burton film.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Was that Tim Burton Forever?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Didn't he do
He
like the
did,
first
like,
4?
3.
Okay, 3 or 4. He do Batman and Robin. I have them right there. I could just look it up, but I just would rather.
It's too far.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Teachy things.
Yes. Katie,
Yes.
I don't remember what I usually ask you here. Do you have anything to teach us today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This episode.
Yes.
I do. So, the word of the episode is leather, because I've been working with leather. And it's fun. I've been sewing skin.
Stop. Are you making yourself a gimp costume?
No.
Good. Just asking. Thought I'd ask.
It's like pockets and stuff for the costume.
I saw part of Pulp Fiction recently.
Christ. Just that part, though.
That's all I wanted to look up.
Okay, so in Japanese it's kawa and
Kawa?
hikaku.
Kawa?
Kawa, which is
Kawa.
also river. So I don't really know why they're the
Leather
same.
river.
Leather river. No.
Is it just
Skin.
is it just a flowing thing of skin, or is it like just instead of water, it's just a thing of leather and you can walk on it? It's just like a path, but it's a river
Yes.
full of cow's blood.
Yes.
Metal.
And then en français is le cuir. Yeah, I know.
Le cuir.
I was saying that and I was like, oh,
Le
that
cuir.
sounds interesting.
Le cuir.
Le cuir. Anyway, so the facts today have to do with leather. Vegetable tanning is the most environmentally safe way to tan and color leather. And if you boil leather, it makes it hard and brittle, and it's the kind of leather that they use to make armor.
What is vegetable tanning?
Vegetable tanning is like you take, like you boil down vegetables and then you use that to color it and seep it.
So is it like the vegetable juice that's left that you just dye it, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't really know the tanning process. It's like you brine it and then you leave it out in the sun, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, so okay. Another type of there's like several different types of tanning, but
Oh, I thought you say leather. Special leather.
leather. Well, yeah.
Metalocalypse reference.
Some leather is brain tanned.
I'm so glad we're learning stuff today. What?
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
it's a sub part of formaldehyde tanning, which is a sub part of something.
Alcohol?
Alcohol. I think it's alkaline tanning, but it's like they based it in like these special emulsifying oils from animal brains, and it makes it super soft and washable, like cloth. And I'm just like thoroughly disgusted by it because it's like, I mean, like I guess it's good because at least they're using the brains and not eating them and becoming crazy. But
How do you get to that point where you realize that's something you can do?
I don't know.
Because that's like, you know about certain like natural flavors in food, right?
Yeah.
Like the fake raspberry flavor, it comes from a beaver's asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane that someone bit into a beaver's asshole and was like, oh, hey, this kind of tastes like raspberries. Let's put it in our Skittles. You know, there's this, you know, it's an old comedian's bit, and I don't know who it is, who was like first guy to eat an egg or, you know, drink milk. It's weird that humanity has figured all this shit out.
Yeah. Well,
Do you think bestiality people found out about milk?
possibly.
Okay.
It could have also been part of a bestiality based like ritual, like when they were being creepy on altars for gods. Anyway,
Someone was like, wait, my baby's nursing on my teat like that cow is nursing on that cow's teat.
let's taste it.
Do you want to trade? So she's trying the cow, or the baby's trying the cow, and then the cow's trying her, and the cow's like, mm-mm, the baby's like, mm. That's probably what happened.
Probably. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I've forgotten. I think that the brain thing happened by like, because they just threw it all out and they like left it all in a pile, and then like as it fermented, the brain made the leather softer, and then they were like, oh, let's put these together in a pile by themselves and see what happens.
Mhm.
That I can see happening.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. It was an accident.
Yeah.
It wasn't someone
most things
trying
are
shit.
accident.
Yeah. Alrighty, Katie. My recommendation for this episode is something I can't show again because I found it online and you can stream it on Netflix. Have you ever watched the show Children's Hospital?
No.
I fucking love that show.
Okay. When I saw commercials for it, I was like, this looks sick.
It's kind of a dark comedy, yes. It's basically making fun of medical dramas like your ER. It's making fun of Scrubs a lot, actually.
Mhm.
And it's got the Fonz in it,
Mhm.
which is more than enough reason for me to watch. But the humor is similar to like Airplane and that sort of just like quick
Oh.
non sequitur shit. But it's also like the guys that did Stella. Like David Wayne has a huge hand in it, and I fucking love. Like clearly this isn't up your alley. You're already like you're stupid. Leave. But I watched the first 2 seasons on Netflix, and I wound up watching all of 3 and 4 during my vacation from work.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm almost completely caught up with. It's easy because they're all 10-minute episodes, but
Yeah.
it's still like 60 episodes. And like, see, I watched basically 1 and 2 in a day. Yeah, so in about 7 days, I watched the entire thing.
It's a lot.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I didn't do anything during my vacation, really. Because last week was my vacation from work.
Yeah.
That Sunday, I moved. The next day, I did laundry. The next day, I sat on my ass. The next day, I sat on my ass. The next day, I sat on my ass. And I didn't really do anything that week. I think Thursday, I went to Berkeley
Mhm.
just because. I went there to go check out the record stores and just kind of have a day there. Completely forgetting that whole area is just run down and terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely forgot about that. So I went to the record stores. I walked them down the block, got some coffee, and I was like, this sucks, I'm out.
Mhm.
And then just came back with a couple CDs, which I could have recommended also, but whatever. Fish and Porcupine Tree, I've talked about them before. Done. And then just like that Saturday, I went to the Berryessa Brewery Co. with
Mhm.
my parents and tried a bunch of beers that were all watered down and kind of not good.
Oh.
Yeah. And I went to a couple of Davis Beer Week festivities at the University of Beer downtown, which they have a brewery come in. You can try different kind of beers by them, and just they were fine. I got a glass out of it from 21st Amendment Brewery, which I am a fan of, but yeah, it was kind of underwhelming just to try the 4 beers I've already tried. But initially my plans were I was supposed to go to Portland and visit a friend of mine and just kind of explore the city because everyone's like, oh, you should go to Portland. It's great.
Mhm.
You fit it right in there. Okay. Probably. I'm borderline hipster douche anyway. So I had planned to go up there, and last minute my friend's like, I'm sorry, I can't really do that. So I was like, all right, well, I'll figure out another way to get up there. And I consider all my friends that live in Oregon and just none of them near Portland at all. And just was like, well, that's not happening. Plus, this paycheck was a rent paycheck, which ruins everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, even if I could, I don't think I'd get back down. So I just sort of twiddled my thumbs and pouted for a week. But it was great to get away from work. That was so awesome.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, Katie, is that our show for this?
I think so.
I always want to say week, but we're not weekly. Typically, we kind of thing comes up or something like that. Like,
yeah.
we could try and shoot for next week. So that's all for this week on Blipcast. You can contact us via the emails at blipcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter at Blipcast. I'm at Overcord. She's at Lady Laumes. Do we have anything else?
I don't know. Tumblr.
Tumblr. Do we have a Tumblr? Should we get a
I don't
Tumblr?
know.
We could get a Tumblr.
I thought you were gonna make a Tumblr.
What were we gonna put on it?
I don't even know. I don't even update our Twitter.
I'll try and remember to be like a new episode, and then I'll retweet it on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Hi. Good. I like to make you wheat. We're fighting already? I've been alright. All moved in and shit.
Sexy head. Do you know where your mic has been? Oh. Oh yeah.
Not brothel, prostitution house. Oh wait, no, it's
House of prostitution, like a place where they decide all the new prostitution laws. We're not recording it. Hold on.
yes, it's like the house of